Hello, I'm Juan Davis, Chief Creative Officer at KCET and PBS SoCal, and I'm joined by the newsroom of KPCC and LAist on a daily reporter roundup. How is everyone?
We're doing okay.
And joining us again today is Executive Editor Megan Garvey, filling in for Adrian Hill.
I'm happy to be here.
Over the weekend, protesters marched 3 miles from Gardena to Compton to demand answers in the fatal shooting of 18-year-old Andres Guardado by an LA County Sheriff deputy. Frank, you've been following the story.
Juan, this was a shooting that happened last Thursday around 6 p.m. Sheriff's officials say deputies saw Guardado with a handgun in front of an auto body shop. They say they gave chase down a narrow driveway and that one deputy opened fire. Guardado's family says he was working as a security guard at the shop while he was a student at LA Trade Tech. Sheriff's officials are countering that he was not in a uniform for security guard and say the handgun they found was unregistered. But there remain some key unanswered questions. What prompted the deputy to open fire? And will security camera video seized by deputies shed any light? The Sheriff's Department, Juan, is the only big police agency in the country that doesn't have body cameras. They're scheduled to start getting them later this year.
Calls for dismantling the LA Unified's large school police force continue. Carla has been following the district's response.
Yeah, there was a student-led march to LAUSD headquarters last week demanding that the district defund its police department. And at this week's meeting, the school board will consider some resolutions specifically about that, though the options range greatly. At one end, you have calls to form task forces and committees, changing uniforms, moving them to the perimeter of schools, among other reforms. And then there's one resolution to really defund the school police, first by 50% and eventually by 90%, and to redirect that money to support Black students. The School Police Association calls this increased scrutiny a knee-jerk reaction to current events and protests, while their critics say that the effect of cops on learning and on the school environment is a conversation a long time in the making.
John has been getting to the bottom of why LACMA got a big federal loan to deal with COVID-19.
I think what's interesting about LACMA is that so many other peer arts organizations have had massive layoffs and have basically canceled their entire seasons, places like the Hollywood Bowl and the LA Phil, the Center Theater Group. LACMA is planning to reopen in mid or early July thanks to a $6.7 million loan under the PPP. Under the terms of the loan, which expired at the end of June, LACMA can furlough employees and still have the loan forgiven, but they've decided to retain and are working to keep all 476 of their full-time employees. And they say that when the museum reopens, there'll be certain social distance guidelines. Visitors will have health questionnaires they'll have to fill out, but they are confident that the museum, even if people are a little nervous about going back into galleries, can essentially resemble what it was before the pandemic hit.
And finally, Aaron has been reporting for some months on how LA's big diaspora community shapes their home countries from afar.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a new project out today called Homeland. It's a series of profiles featuring local immigrants, refugees, and exiles who are influential in LA and also influential in their home countries. Obviously, LA is known for being a global diaspora hub. We're home to the largest Mexican community outside of Mexico, the largest South Korean population outside of South Korea, and the list goes on. These international communities not only define LA, but they also shape the culture and politics of their homelands. So my new project explores that through some individual stories, including that of an exiled Ethiopian book publisher, an Armenian American rock star, and a controversial religious leader from Mexico, just to name a few. And you can check out that full project at laist.com.
Aaron, that sounds fascinating. We have a TV show here called The Migrant Kitchen.
Oh, yes.
I think we should figure out a way to just join forces in some capacity.
That'd be great. Yeah, in fact, Kim Lu Ing, who's featured in my series, was also featured in Migrant Kitchen once before.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks to all of you at the KPCC and LAist newsroom, and thank you for tuning in. Stay healthy, take care of your family, take care of your neighbor, and we will see you tomorrow.